What's up? So let's go ahead and talk about my booking process. And keep in mind, here on Patreon, we're gonna keep things very low key, like you're just hanging out with me and I'm chatting with you about these subjects. So again, leave me comments below on Patreon with more information about what you all wanna see, and I will make videos about that stuff. But let's go ahead and get into this booking process. So to start out, on my website, I have a contact form which is connected to Honeybook, and it has all the information that I'm gonna want from my couple. One big thing to keep in mind is don't make this too long. It doesn't need to be the longest form in the world where you know everything about them. Keep it nice and short because you want people to actually fill it out. Obviously, put enough information in your form so that you'll weed out some of the people who just want to know your pricing or something of that sort. But keep enough information in it so that you know that they're interested and they want to talk to you. So they go ahead and go in, they fill out my contact form on my site, and I get that contact put directly into my Honeybook. This is kind of what it looks like. Once I receive the inquiry, I try to get back to my couples as quickly as possible. Obviously, some days I'm not able to do this, like on a Saturday if I'm doing a wedding, or on Sundays, which I actually take off fully. I don't do any work on Sundays. But in general, I'm getting back to my couples within 5 to 10 minutes, maybe an hour to 5 hours at most. You want to get back to them as quickly as possible. Don't forget, there are other photographers out there trying to get that work as well. And if you're the most responsive, your couple already sees, oh wow, this person is really in there. They really are responsive. And I know that if I need help on my wedding day, during the wedding, after the wedding, before the wedding, that they're going to be there and be responsive and have a whole bunch of communication. So definitely make sure you're responding to your couples as quickly as possible. Obviously, don't lose sleep over it. Don't neglect your family or your loved ones just to get the business, but make sure you're getting to them quickly. So after I respond to my couple, I also have a link for them to sign up to have a meeting with me. So even pre-pandemic, I always tried to meet with my couples either on FaceTime or Zoom. I would also do in-person meetings, but those were a little bit more rare. But at the end of the day, I really want to meet my couple and also vet them to make sure that we're good for each other. Seriously, the biggest lesson I have ever learned during photography is do not be afraid to say no to a couple. I let couples know that the reason we're meeting is to make sure that we gel correctly and that you like my photography style, and that if you have any questions for me, I can answer them. And if they say anything during our meeting that's just a little bit off, that might show that they don't like my style or they're looking for something that I don't particularly give to my couples, then I will let them know that I'm not the photographer for them, and then also give them some recommendations. Again, this is a business at the end of the day, so you need to make sure you can get to a place where it's not emotional anymore and you're just sitting there being like, well, I want to make the money, or oh, I don't want to. No, it's either yes or no, and it's fine. If you don't book, you'll book somebody else. But what you don't want is to book just for the money and to deal with the worst client in the world. You don't want that. So if it's not going to work out, don't say no like in a mean way, but just let them know, I don't believe I'm the photographer for you because of XYZ, and this will be better for both of us, and let me recommend some photographers who give you more of the experience that you're looking for. Because the biggest thing you don't want on your wedding day is to be stressed because you don't agree with your photographer or they're trying to take photos that you're not into. Just let them know for real, like, I'm trying to help you. This is not me saying no because I don't want to work with you. It's me saying no because, it's not going to be what you want. So I set up my meeting, and Honeybook has this really cool scheduler, so all I have to do is post a link in there, and then my couple can go ahead, click the link, and set up a meeting. I've been doing that recently, and honestly, it has been way better than how I used to do it in the past, which was just through email. I used to email them and be like, hey, when can you meet? And then wait for them, and then they finally go, I can do this day, and you go, oh, cool, and then you forget to email them, or something happens, and it's the worst process. So if you have Honeybook, definitely use their scheduler. If you don't have Honeybook, make sure to check them out. I have links all over the world with 50% off. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to help you set it up or anything of that sort. Yet again, when you're on the content team on Patreon, I'm here for you. If you have questions, please hit me up with them. I will help you out. So during this reply email that I'm sending to my couple as well, I'm also telling them a little bit about why I want to meet, what we're going to talk about, and I also send them my pricing. Now, keep in mind, I don't know if sending the pricing up front like that is actually the best process. And I'll be totally honest, while I'm sharing information with you all about how I book, I think there are still some holes in the way that I book my couples. Sending pricing up front, the downside to it is the fact that it makes it transactional and not about value. Keep in mind, there's like mad photographers out here taking photos, so just comparing it by price makes you the same as everyone else. Everybody's taking good photos now. Like, there's really not that big of a difference between photographers and good photos, especially from just a common person's view. They don't see photos the same way we do. So to them, your photographer, your work looks good, how much do you cost? And you just lose value. When you're talking about value, now you're talking more of like, well, what is this person doing for me? How is their photography and their approach gonna make my wedding day better? What is it that sets them apart from other photographers rather than it just being like, how much do you cost? But generally, I have my introduction email, I send them the pricing in there, I have the link for them to sign up to meet with me, and I send that off to them. Generally, if the couple's interested and they're not turned away by my pricing sheet, they'll go ahead and schedule a meeting with me. And yet again, like I said, with the Honeybook scheduler, that goes extremely quickly. I actually just booked a meeting like the other day for a 2021 wedding. And yet again, I just send that first email. They go ahead and make the schedule. And then they're like, cool, here's my number. Let's set up Zoom or something and we'll go from there. Now, the next stage after that is to have the actual meeting. And again, I had a video in the past where I talked about some tips about your meetings. Y'all can check that out up above. I'll link it for you all. But basically, you want to chat with your couple. You want to get to know them. You want to talk about everything besides the money. I don't talk about money in my meetings. Yet again, I want this to be more about value, not about how much do you cost. I go over any questions they have. I talk about how payments happen. Yet again, still not talking about money. I talk about the contract. I talk about all that stuff. And after the meeting, I go ahead and send them a proposal. So the proposal is the whole thing laid out. It's their contract. It's how much it costs. If there's any discounts, when they're going to be paying, all of it laid out for them so they can make the decision then and there. I'm able to easily send this through Honeybook. I have pre-made proposals already set up. So I really just have to go in, maybe change some pricing, customize it for them, and send it off. And pretty much I'm sending that the same night because I want them to see it immediately and have their first reactions to it and have them feel good or bad. And then this is where the harder part comes with booking your couple. You don't want to run up on them all the time, after you've waited a day or two, asking them, hey, have you looked at the proposal? Hey, are you booking? You want to let them sit with it, let them look at it and see how they feel about it. And then after maybe 3 or 4 days, get back in touch with them and ask them if they have any more questions about the proposal. Generally, at this point, couples will tell me either that they're not interested, they went with someone else, or they'll ask me a couple more questions about the proposal and we'll kind of dialogue from there. And then at that point, they book, they pay their booking fee, and they go on from there. Once I've booked my couple, I go ahead and set a workflow that I've set up inside of Honeybook on their project so that there's a lot of automated emails that will go out and remind me the type of things I need to remember for their wedding day. That will be in another video. But yet again, Honeybook is a great tool for running your business. If you've not heard me talk about it before, you're gonna hear it a lot because it is amazing. So that's a quick look at my booking process. If you all have any questions about it, please let me know. And like I said again, I'm happy to talk through any parts of it with you all, or even look at your booking process and seeing where we can punch some holes, or not punch them, fill some holes up so that you don't have any issues and you're able to book more. Thank you again for being a patron, and I hope this information helps you out. All right, peace.